Let's go. Spændende. Virker din mikrofon? Jeg tror, den gør.
Jeg tror, den virker.
Okay. Are we live? Okay. And everything is recording? Yes, maybe. Okay. Hi, and welcome to Dance Talk with DJ Estrella and Thea. And you can keep talking here in the crowd. It's meant to be a little bit lounge, I think, but let's see. So anyway, the idea of this show is that when we go out and listen to club music, it's for hours and hours and hours on, and we never really notice what is playing, you know, as who's the artist, what's behind it, and all that. It's just one big sound collage, basically. And you remember the feeling of being on the dance floor, and maybe have a vague melody or like a rhythm, but then usually the rhythm is just and you're like, what was that track even? And I'm also a vinyl collector and a DJ, and for me, all these music, all these covers here have so much personality, and that's the idea of this show, to sort of try to share that with you, and maybe give you some cues on what to listen to if you don't know where to start. So basically, we'll go through some records. We didn't plan what we should listen to. We're not gonna mix them. We're just gonna talk about them. Maybe a little bit, who's the artist, where did we buy them, and then listen to a bit of it, and then go on and see where it takes us. So initially, I only wanted to talk about vinyls because that's a tangible, physical element that's easy as a point of the talk. But I think the more I thought about this show, I want to just talk about dance music in general. So if I'm allowed to come back, I'm gonna bring in, I think, the only person in Denmark at least that has a PhD in music theory in club music, and we'll see what's up with that. Basically, this person invented his own vocabulary to describe club music, because there's no vocabulary for it already, because it's all connected to the classic genres or rhythmic genres, but not club music. So anyway, this is called Dance Talk. So we'll try to talk about dance music, and today a bit about some records. Thea, and welcome to you.
Thank you.
I think the first time that we met was at Ved siden af in the basement.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was working in the wardrobe.
Yeah, probably. Probably. I remember you from a couch after it closed.
That's probably true as well.
That was the thing, that people would hang out there after closing hours, yes, and talk, as you do in clubs all around the world, I guess, and everywhere. And that's where I met you. And Thea, since then you played a lot of music out. I don't think you were playing at that time, but you surely did back then. And I know that you bought, I think, all the vinyls that you own.
Yes.
And how many is that?
12.
And how much music do you have on your USB?
I think I have like 6,000 tracks.
Okay.
Or not on the same USB, but on my record box.
And how do you find that music?
On the internet.
Yeah, but what do you do?
I find it mostly on Bandcamp and YouTube. There's different channels that I follow, and different people who help me dig music.
And what's the most recent stuff that you found that you really liked?
I found
and
this.
Why?
I found a label that was not typically what I would play, but it's called Pleasure Dome. I don't know if anyone knows it. It's from the UK, and it was very dubby, like 100 BPM sort of mutated dancehall, and it was really nice. But I don't know if I would play it, but it was really great, and I bought a lot of their songs.
And it's like slow stuff, or what?
It's a slower BPM, but still high intensity, which is what I really liked about it. So
okay. So slow but high intensity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that exists.
That's how I would describe it.
So do you know what's in that sonic universe that you like about it? Do you think, what does it make you feel anything? Because I'm always wonder, because you know, with bands and who has lyrics and all that, you're like, okay, I can relate to that. That song, you know, it's really me right now. But what do you do when it's just like textures?
I think for me the the element about this, and I found it really interesting, was because it was like sort of like dance hall-ish and also sort of electronic, and like I have like Jamaican roots, so I grew up listening to a lot of like reggaeton, and my mom used to listen to a lot of dance hall and stuff like that. So it just kind of like reminded me of where some of my family comes from, and also it was like crossed with, it was like, and also it was super modern and super, also kind of danceable, and it was really nice. It was, that's why I liked it.
And what's in that reggaeton vibe, you think? Is it like a happy music? Is it
Yeah, it was sort of happy, and it was it had like a lot of percussions and a lot of dubby sounds, and was sort of in like the reggaeton tempo, which I thought was really interesting.
and what's your reggaeton mood? Like what does it feel like? It's like I'm getting stoned mood, or is that
well, no, I mean, I'm very I don't have a reggaeton mood. I'm very, very Danish, I would say myself. Like I don't really I don't spend a lot of time in that part of the music world, but like I just sort of fell upon this label that had a lot of that stuff, and I thought it was really nice. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Now that you only have this, I don't know if it's all stuff that you really like.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the reason that my record collection is so small is because I don't really play that many vinyls. So I only buy vinyls if I think it's like really important. So yeah.
Well, I have a lot of really important vinyls.
Yeah.
Especially this one here, which is one of the first ones I bought. This is from Osgo Ton, the old Berghain label, house label, primarily, I think, which is now closed during COVID. And this is by Nick Hübner, who was also the manager of the label from, I think, when it started in 2005, maybe until 12-ish. And I bought this record because my friend had it. And it was one of the records that was really easy to mix to, because it's like a really accentuated clap, which is always easy.
Yeah.
You know, okay, it's there. It's like, you know, the other way around. I would never play this, I think, but it's kind of like I think it's a
cool cover.
It's a pretty cool cover.
Yeah.
It's called "Who Needs Action," and who needs action?
Who needs it?
Kind of, yeah. And I don't even know when it's from 2007. So I know that.
That's a good year.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. Maybe. It's a year that I remember. You know.
2007. Well, I know that it was, I think, somewhere at the height of the German minimal-ish wave. Like house music and techno had been really like maniacal up to that point, especially around the millennia. Like really fast, the more crazy, the better. Mm-hmm. And then, especially the Germans excelled in taking all those manic elements away and just stripping it down to the bare minimum and the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Do you like minimal?
I haven't. It's not really a genre that ever caught on to me, but there's actually a lot of quite nice minimal stuff from the 90s, like the old things.
Yeah, like what?
Checked it out. I don't remember, but I found some channel on YouTube that had a lot of it, and.
But it's a weird vibe. I mean,
it's a little bit,
like it's nothing's really going on, but it's going on.
But I feel like before they started producing it in the like Ableton, it was pretty nice. But I'm not sure though. Yeah.
I had this joke with a friend, Ricardo Villalobos, who's a minimal pioneer.
I know that one.
Yeah, and he makes this sometimes at least these 10-15 minutes tracks, and nothing really happens. And the joke is that, well, if you've been up a little bit too long, a little bit too late, and you don't really notice what's happening, you're like, oh, that's a nice groove. And it's the same groove that's been going on. Like, do you know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could you ever play a minimal set?
I don't think so.
No, why not?
I think I would maybe get bored.
Okay. Well, let's see if this one bores
Let's
you, and we're going to listen to one of yours afterwards, and you
Yeah.
could talk about that.
Yes.
Okay, so this is Nick Hübner, and this track is called Violet.
Yeah. Very nice.
Thanks. Do you like it?
I liked it.
Yeah. What
It was
did you like about it?
It was groovy,
It was
sort
groovy,
of
right?
tech house vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely more so than minimal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Nick Hübner. Who needs action? Violet. So
Who needs action?
who needs action? Well, what did you?
This
you
one is called Poppers. It's called Poppers, and it's by someone named DJ Asshole.
And so you said that earlier on that you only buy records if it's really important.
This one was really important.
Yeah. So why is that?
It spoke to me because like
Asshole pause.
yeah.
No, okay, so in the sound I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a really unique. I think it's a really unique record, and it has one track that I particularly like, and I don't remember which side it's on. So, but it's a sort of a. It's recorded from Spanish. How do you say, like the people who are doing counting? Yeah, like sort of yoga, but with counting. What is it called? Yeah, aerobics. Yeah, aerobics. Yeah, the female vocal is from a Spanish or Italian aerobics class, and it's a really interesting record. I've played it a bunch of times, and people are always like counting afterwards when it also when it's done. Like it was really fun.
And how did you discover it?
I saw it on Instagram at Proton Records. So it was, I just went there and bought it because I thought it was interesting. Yeah.
Well, so let's maybe give it a listen. Did you find the right side? And is there anything particular you want us to notice in this while it's playing? I know people in here are chatting while, but I'll for sure be listening.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Notice the breaks are really interesting. Yeah. Okay, I found it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 e 8. Ora verso destra. 1, 2, 3 e 4. Prendiamo la caviglia e fletti, fletti. 3, 4. Tenere la posizione, fermi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 e 8. Ora di nuovo verso il centro. 1, 2, 3 e 4. Verso sinistra. 1, 2, 3 e 4. Prendiamo la caviglia e giù, e giù, e giù, e giù. E giù, e giù, e giù, e giù. E giù, e giù, e giù, e giù, e giù, e giù, e giù. E fermi. 2, 3 e 4 e 5 e 6 e 7 e 8. Solleviamo lentamente le braccia in alto, unire le gambe, prendiamo le caviglie e cerchiamo di portare la testa sulle ginocchia. Giù. 2, 3 e 4 e 5 e 6 e 7 e 8. Adesso afferriamo le punte dei piedi ed estendiamo un piede alla volta. Destro, sinistro, allunga, allunga, destro, sinistro, sempre piedi flessi, testa sulle ginocchia, tenere la posizione. E 1, e 2, e 3, e 4, e 5, e 6, e 7, e 8. Sciogliere le gambe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 e 8. Ora verso destra. 1, 2, 3 e 4. Prendiamo la caviglia e fletti, fletti. 3, 4. Tenere la posizione, fermi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 e 8. Ora di nuovo verso il centro. 1, 2, 3 e 4. Verso sinistra. 1, 2, 3 e 4. Prendiamo la caviglia e giù, e giù, e giù, e giù. Tenere la posizione, fermi. 2, 3 e 4 e 5 e 6 e 7 e 8. Solleviamo lentamente le braccia in alto, unire le gambe, prendiamo le caviglie e cerchiamo di portare la testa sulle ginocchia. Giù. 2, 3 e 4 e 5 e 6 e 7 e 8. Adesso afferriamo le punte dei piedi ed estendiamo un piede alla volta. Il destro, sinistro, allunga, allunga, destro, sinistro, sempre piedi flessi, testa sulle ginocchia, tenere la posizione. E 1, e 2 e 8. Adesso afferriamo le punte dei piedi ed estendiamo un piede alla volta. Il destro, sinistro, allunga, allunga, destro, sinistro, sempre piedi flessi, testa sulle ginocchia, tenere la posizione. E 1, e 2 e 3 e 4 e 5 e 6 e 7 e 8. Sciogliere le gambe, scuotiamole bene e ora 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 e 8. Ora verso destra. 1, 2, 3 e 4. Prendiamo la caviglia e fletti, fletti. 3, 4. Tenere la posizione, fermi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7 e 8. Ora di nuovo verso il centro. 1, 2, 3 e 4 verso sinistra. 1.
So, that was DJ Asshole with Poppers. Yeah.
And thank you to you for the dance lesson.
Yeah,
It was kind of like being in the I did
aerobics class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I never did aerobic, but I did some salsa classes
Yeah.
once.
It was also kind of like that.
Kind of like
Yeah.
the teacher going.
Uno? Yeah.
You're like, okay, da, da, da. And as you said, a really weird break.
So weird. Like
Yeah.
surprise, uneven breaks that are just like in your face and then they're gone again. You know, very interesting, I
And
think.
And do you notice people's faces on the floor when the break comes? Are they like?
Yeah,
like-
it's always like it's just sort of a mixture of like confusion and like delight.
The perfect mix.
The perfect mix.
Confusion and delight. Like, what? Yeah, I was like.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's a really peculiar track as well. I think we can agree on that. How would you present that?
A peculiar track.
Yeah, it's like a weird track.
Yeah, it's so weird, and like the whole concept of this record, it's so random because like also all of the tracks, like this track is called All. There are 4 tracks, and this one is called All, and number 2 is called DJs, and number 4 is called R, and number 3 is called R, and number 4 is called Assholes. So it's basically like all DJs are assholes. I kid you not, this is what it says. It's so crazy. Like, and then it's just like counting lessons from an aerobic class. I don't know, like, it's genius. Genius and madness at the same time.
It is a mad genius who made that for sure.
DJ Asshole, I would love to meet
When
him.
did you buy it?
I bought it 2 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not one of your recent purchases.
No, but definitely very important.
Would buy again.
Definitely. I also have another one from the same label. It's also called Poppers number 3, I think. Yeah.
Buy on site.
Buy on site.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so the next one we're gonna listen to is, so initially when I got into club music, I for some reason really liked, always liked emotional music, melancholic music.
Me too.
Yeah, right?
It's
There's
great.
not that much happy music out there.
No.
I mean, most music is kind of melancholic, in a way, and if
Yeah.
it's happy, you're like, I'm gonna punch it in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not really, but I mean,
Yeah. But it's
because
either
you know,
yeah, it's either very happy or sort of
yeah,
not
it's
happy.
too much with the happiness, I think, because you can't listen to happy music for hours and on. You know, you listen to one
No.
track, you're like, okay, I'm filled up with happy
yeah,
music now.
Yeah.
I don't
You
need
need
more
the-
happy music.
The golden middle thing.
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
And I have a lot of music from the UK for some reason. They made a lot of what I've apparently stumbled upon, at least, as great music. And one of the labels that I bought a lot from was a label that was called Soma Quality Records, and it was founded in 1991. So it's one of the early UK techno stuff. And I actually have a record here that's called Emotional. So we're going to listen to that in just a bit. It was founded by, there's a legend, Dave Clark and Slam, who's also a very, very prolific producer, still to this day, who founded this Soma Quality Records. And I think they've released more than, I don't know, 200 records, 300 records or something like that. And the techno that they released is really emotional. They have a lot of, because I think I like techno just as much as the next dancer, but it's also alienating in the way that it's so percussive and it's so detached from like the lyrical universe and the melodic universe that I came from listening to rock and indie and hip hop and a lot before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like techno?
I like it,
It's not
but
a trick question.
what?
It's not a trick question.
I like it, but I don't ever really play techno. But I definitely enjoy a good techno set
Yeah. Why?
because it's if it's groovy and it's rolling and it can just it can hit the spot.
What was the last great techno set that you witnessed?
Um, yeah, really tough question.
Not a trick question either.
No.
I wouldn't be able to answer the
No,
question.
I don't know. But it's been a while since I've been at like a techno party.
Yeah,
Actually,
same here.
Yeah.
I think.
I actually there was this DJ who was playing at the Basement in New York last summer when I was there. They were really good. I don't remember the name, but I think it was
Club music.
something with a
Don't
K.
remember the name.
I don't
Really
know.
good.
But it was
Had
before,
fun.
right before Sugar went on, because we had come to see Sugar at Basement, and Sugar was also really great. But I also really liked her set. It was a good night. Yeah.
And was it melodic,
Yeah, it was very groovy and
like melodies?
yeah,
harmonies?
yeah. It
Or
was
just like the bass.
yeah, very, very that. It was yeah, energetic, but not super high BPM, or like it wasn't super fast, but it was like yeah, it was really nice.
That's the thing, right? Like the highly energetic vibe that you get from techno. That's how I feel
like
at
that.
least.
Yeah.
It's really just like the percussive, the drums. That's
Yeah.
what I mean when I say percussion. Just like it's basically just kick and maybe bass and percussion, and that's it. And it's just the fast beat, like it just throws you onto the
Yeah.
walls. Like what's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
You know, and you're like there, right, in
Yeah.
that moment. But I really love the melodic release, and I think that's also what the Copenhagen techno got away with in the late 10s. They're taking that like really manic, percussive, like alienating drum like machine
Yes.
vibe and giving that back to that like humanity or the melodic lift off or whatever, right? And that's also one of the things I found appealing about Soma Quality Records, which I have actually bought two, and I'm a little bit in doubt whether I'm going to play Pressure Funk or if I'm going to play Envoy.
Pressure Funk is also very nice.
Yeah, you know it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's I think I'm good because I think this is Percy X also. I think he was one of the big producers as well. Edit Select is his name today. For some reason he changed it from Percy X. But Percy X was also releasing a lot on Soma Quality Records, and he has the same kind of vibe to it. It's kind of like dubby but melodic but techno-ish. Okay, we're gonna listen to Pressure Funk, I think.
Yeah.
And we're gonna drop Envoy for now. Yeah, okay.
Is it the one that is untitled?
I don't even know what the track name is, but it's on, I don't know, it's on Soma 49, if anybody cares about that, so you can find the track there. It's all on YouTube. And, I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to put it on. So, UK Techno 1994, and I like this track because it has like a old school drum machine vibe to it.
That's great.
Great, but the reason why I don't, and it has the melodic lift off, but the reason why I don't like it that much is because I think it's too swung. I mean, it's too like, because when you produce music and when you produce club music, you can make it more or less swung.
Yeah.
There's like a swing button basically, and the more swing you add to the music, the more apart from it, the more loose, the more drunk the drummer is. He's like not hitting it, she's not hitting it, they're not hitting it like precisely on the beat. It's a bit more like drunken, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that the Germany usually does is it has almost no swing to it. It's like really tight and really like drum machine, ish. Whereas this one has a bit too much swung to it, I think, for my taste. But I really liked it in the beginning when I bought it some 6-7 years ago. So, okay, Pressure Funk, here it goes.
Very nice.
Yeah, really funky break with the claps going crazy.
Yeah.
We also chatted about in the while the music was playing that it's maybe a bit more, I don't know, housey, funky. It's also called pressure funk to be fair
funk.
to the artist. So I mean,
Yeah.
they kind of labeled that already.
Percussion is going off.
Yeah. What did you think about it? Do you like it?
I liked it. Yeah. It was very. It was funky, and I liked the percussions and the and the it was rolling.
Would you dance to it?
I definitely would dance to it, and I would also probably play it actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Way. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, but would you remember it on a dance floor? Maybe not. That's the thing
Oh,
about
I don't
because
know.
that's my whole hypothesis about this show that you don't really. That's why we
Yeah.
need to just talk a bit more about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Would I remember? I mean, oftentimes you remember something, but you don't specifically remember it, right? So you'll remember it if you hear it again. You know, you'll be like, "Oh, this I've heard before," but I think maybe I would remember it, but I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, one thing you do remember is I know that the next one that you.
Yes, this.
What's up with that?
This is Slack, Painkiller.
Yeah.
And it's a really crazy cover.
Yeah.
And
Can you just show it to the camera, maybe?
Yes. Where's the camera?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabers of Paradise. It looks like it could be a punk rock record.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of like has this rockabilly vibe to it. Also, if you turn it around,
yeah,
there's a head with a sword
there's a
through it.
head with a sword through it on the other side.
So what's the story about that record here? Why did you
So this
buy that
specifically,
important record?
this was me fangirling over Paramita, and she posted this on her Instagram story, and I just went and bought it.
A lot of people probably did.
Yeah. And it's really nice, and I've played it a bunch of times since.
What do you like about?
I like the climax of this record is really cool because it sounds like it has a bunch of strings coming, like an sort of like a string instrument, like in an orchestra or something. So
Like a tension built.
it's very dramatic.
Dramatic.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very dramatic. And that's what I like about it. So
how many times you played it? You think, honestly?
I think maybe I've played it like 10 times or something. Yeah,
you like it.
I really love it.
Really like
I
it.
really love it. Yeah.
Okay, and it's by Slack. And when is it from?
Slack, and it's from. I don't know where it's from, but it's the track that I played is called Painkiller.
Okay. Do we know if it's an old track or a new track?
I think it's pretty old. I'm not sure.
But you're sure that you like it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything particular we should notice? when
Well,
listening
just
to it?
like
Besides the strings, you said it already. So
my favorite part is like the big break when the strings come in. But
Alright.
it also has a really nice bass and just a really nice sound overall. So
do you have anything other by the artist than this one? And have you checked it out?
no, just this.
That's also that's the thing I always do if I find a track that I really like.
Yeah, you check out the artist.
Always like
Yeah.
because and usually it's just sorry all you artists out there, but it's not really matching the quality of the stuff you really like. And normally just one track that you like from the
Like
artist.
a lot of times it's just the one track, and
Really,
then like
right?
the rest
I
will
mean,
just be
It's weird.
boring. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is
and
that?
And that's not true for everyone, but
But even nowadays, I think there's a lot of filler tracks
yeah.
being published
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think
Yes.
everybody has that experience. You find that really cool track and
Yeah.
you're like, fuck that, I love it.
Yeah.
I want more.
Yeah.
And you check it out and you're like,
And then it's not the same.
mediocre.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, it sounds rough when you say it like that. And
Yes.
it's not to be an asshole or anything, but
Yeah.
it's, I mean, I don't know why it's like that.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
But let's hear it. was Slack with Painkiller.
Woo! What a cheeky track.
So cheeky.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that. Many things about it, actually.
Yeah.
And just the whole vibe in general.
Yeah.
I had to explain recently to a person who is not going out on clubs and dancing to club music like we do, what it means that something is like a sauced
Yeah.
music-wise.
Saucy. Yeah,
it's kind of
special
like
sauce.
sauced. It's just
Yeah.
like, what do you mean by
Yeah.
that? And this, I think, is kind of like coxel.
Yeah.
It's like a coxel track. And we had one
that
from
also doesn't translate.
no, but it's like you talked about cockbox earlier today before we went here.
Coxbox, yeah.
And if that wasn't taken already, I would say this is kind of like a coxbox.
It could sound like that.
Kind of
yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah. It's sort of
weird-
like in your face.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah, the acid line as well.
Yeah.
Sounds-
Really insanely cool record. I highly recommend it.
And also the do-do-do-do-do,
Yeah.
do-do-do-do.
It's great.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm teasing you. Yeah, I like that. Sounds old too. Can we just? I tried to see it before, but it was spinning around. So my
It doesn't say when it's from.
it's because
94?
I was just.
Did
about
someone
to-
Google it? Ah, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good year as well.
Don't Google. I was about to say that it was timeless.
Oh, yes. Eternal.
Yeah, I understand why you would play that out. This really cool track. I might
I
need that
love
from
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I highly recommend it.
Thank you for sharing. That was really cool.
Thank you too.
So we got around 15 minutes left. So I have no idea what I should. I have so many stuff I want to. Like I don't know. So I think it's important to talk a bit about the thing that I really cherish the most in club music, which is a particular form of tech house. I know tech house got a bad
You like
name.
Tech House?
Bad name for itself. But there was something. There was a tech house before the
Who
tech
knew?
house.
Yeah.
You know, and that's I want that's what I really like.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be like fairly fast for house, like 130 something plus.
Yeah. It's a great
baseline.
genre.
It's a great genre, and
Yeah.
there's no drops in it. It's just like relentless. Just there's never a break. It's just like out there. Whereas tech house, the more modern form, has a lot of EDM tricks. I would say like huge breakdowns, or maybe not huge, but breakdowns for sure, to sort of add tension to the track. And you don't need those tricks if you just make good music. And Get Fucked, as they were called, made really great music, and they were indeed called Get Fucked. And I think you can't
Oh,
really
I love that.
you can't really take that name unless you are really talented at what you
We
do.
should make a mix with Get Fucked and DJ Asshole.
Yeah, we
Poppers.
and DJ Asshole, I mean, you can't really take that name either unless you really know what you're doing. I
Exactly.
think. And the same would Get Fucked. And actually, so one of the people behind, so the tech house I really like is primarily a UK thing. I mentioned UK early on as a country where a lot of the music I like apparently came from. And the tech house was a thing in the mid 90s, late 90s, very early millennia, and it kind of like drifted away again. But before that, it was the most talked about genre. It was on the front page of DJ magazines, and everybody talked about tech house and the tech house mania at that time. And it originated primarily from London, UK, and Get Fucked was in the middle of it. Particularly the person who was called Nathan Coles, who ran a label. Do you know him?
No.
Okay. Do you know Get Fucked?
No.
Okay.
I'm very curious.
This is called Dot to Dot, and it features tracks such as Last Night a DJ Fucked Your Wife,
Interesting.
Hot Pussy,
Wow.
Don't Fuck With My Sex Swing, Private Parts, which actually says, Don't Touch My Private Parts, and then Get Fucked on Fish Cakes.
I love that.
Yeah. And they made really, really good music, like really, really well-produced stuff. I think it's from 1999. And Nathan Coles was in the middle of this, and he was a person who also ran a label called Wiggle, along with my favorite producer, Terry Francis. And unfortunately, Nathan Coles, he was a part of all kinds of tech house acts back then. but he recently died. Unfortunately, he committed suicide, which is a tragedy. His wife had apparently cancer for his lifelong partner. Died from cancer after a long fight with that, and he just couldn't. Apparently, his children wrote a long update on his Facebook profile, telling everybody to direct the energy towards his Facebook page and spread the love, like Nathan Cole apparently did. And he did through his music for sure. And I really, really, really like Get Fucked. To get fucked. And I'm gonna play you some of that because I think that's really central to my record collection. So I'm gonna play you they had a track called "Want to Play Your Mom," which is a really deep housey, like nice track that you can play your parents. On this one here, the equal of fuck that. I'm gonna play Private Parts. Okay, I'm gonna do that. It's more like of a banging track, and I think very much the period. Okay, so here it is. Get Fucked, Private Parts.
touch you, especially your private parts.
Okay, a bit of get fucked.
Very nice.
Yeah, right?
Proper bouncy tech house,
Exactly.
as it should be.
As it should be. And just a tiny breakdown.
It's great.
Just to
I loved it.
so, yeah, get fucked. Nils Hessen, Nathan Coles, rest in peace. So I think we don't have much time left, but I know that you already prepared a tape.
I already queued
what
up
you
the
have for
track.
us.
So this is an old, or it's not old, but it's a reissue of a trance classic called Projective Vision Apocalypse. Do you know it? No? Yes. And originally it was a vinyl that was very hard to get, but then they made a reissue. I'm not sure who made it, but
How did you
it's,
discover it?
it was my friend Martin found it for me at the record shop, and
He's like, I think you like this.
yeah, he was like, I think you'll like this, and then it was really nice. So yeah, I bought it. Yeah, I think I've played it like once, because I don't know, it's just a huge track. It's a little bit hard to find a moment for it, but it's really nice. And yeah, it has a really long intro, so I'm gonna skip it a little bit. But
Okay, and who's it by again? And
it's called, the track is called Apocalypse, and it's Projective Vision who made it. And I think
Yeah.
I think originally it's from like the late 90s. I'm not sure when.
They had absolutely no shame in naming their
1994.
stuff.
No,
1994, Apocalypse.
they were just fearless.
Absolutely.
Fearless.
Yeah, but the future was there, basically, I think, in a way, right?
Yeah.
And the sound was for 1994. Right.
Yeah.
Have you checked any of the other stuff the artist made? Label or anything?
No.
Maybe that's a cue for you. Then you all learned something here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I have noget to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, Projective Vision, Transmigration Records
And
is the label.
Is there anything you want us to pay attention to?
I don't know, just the epicness of it all.
It's difficult with epic
Yeah.
but it's difficult with epic tracks, right? Because
Yeah.
you know you could basically play a whole set of just epic tracks,
Exactly.
but it wouldn't work, would it?
With me? Maybe. I
Would.
mean, this I would definitely play, but I would probably play it with also some other stuff because it is very, it's a huge track.
Yeah.
Like, that's, to describe it in a few words, it's just a huge track. And I haven't played it that much, but I think it's really nice.
You see that Vinny's looking a little bit skeptical there when I said, can you play a whole set of just epic tracks?
It's kind of what you did just now.
But it is a little bit difficult, isn't it? I mean, you can't play bangers only. Of course, they're all to you bangers.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't like.
You cannot push the
You're
energy
like
for 3 hours, you know. But yeah,
At what time of the night would you play this? I think
I
that's an
would play
interesting
it in
question
the
as well.
I would play it peak time around. I mean, it depends
What
how
is
long the
peak
night
time?
is.
Peak
but
time for you? What peak time hour would you play that?
Yeah, I think at around like 3 or 4.
Okay.
I think it would be like definitely the height of the.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and I think I would actually start it from the very beginning because this track is like 16 minutes. I think it's 16 minutes long,
Yeah.
and I think I would play the whole track, and then I would just watch people like transmigrate into the vibe of the. I mean, it's really good. I really like it, but I haven't found the right moment for it yet.
Because there is a right moment
There
for
is a
all
right
those
moment,
songs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think at 3 or 4, you still got the people all the newbies who's still out, who
Exactly.
hasn't. I'm just drinking a beer,
Yeah.
going home to sleep.
Yeah. It also depends where you
Now?
are. but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at peak time, 3 or 4, you got everybody's attention.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got our attention, so
Yeah.
let's listen
Let's
to it.
hear it. Yes, that was Projective Vision Apocalypse. And I think we're running out of time, so
Yeah, and really cool track.
very cool.
It's really it is, I think, difficult to also as a like aspiring music producer myself to make repetitive club music that's interesting still after like 2 minutes of
Exactly.
groove.
Yeah,
And this one can just go on forever.
it can just
I
go
think.
on.
I don't know what makes it.
I think it's just the
But-
combination of like all the sounds match, so it's like you wouldn't get tired of listening to them. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally get your vibe with the peak time,
Yeah.
3-4 a.m.
Would you play it at peak time also? or
Yeah,
would you
let's
play
go.
it- Yeah.
And also, another, it's German, I think, this
Yeah.
one here, at least the label. And we could have a whole session on just the early German scene, on
Yes.
especially the Frankfurt versus
Yeah.
Berlin thing.
Yeah.
I know that back when Sven Fed would run his club in Omen in Frankfurt,
Yeah.
they would take buses from Berlin to Frankfurt and show them how they partied really, and then the other way around as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of interesting stuff came out of that period, and I guess this is one of the things. It also reminds me of, it's a little bit more rough maybe than the IQ stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So of all the things, just on the final note, that you didn't get to play, what would you have played?
Oh, I really thought about playing because I brought the soundtrack for Kill Bill 2. Kill Bill Volume 2. I have the full soundtrack for it, and it's always been my favorite soundtrack of any movie, but I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen. I never saw the movie. It's just like it's only because my mom she had the CD, and we always used to listen to it in the car, and like I was too young to watch the movie at the time, and I just never saw it. But it's always been my favorite soundtrack, and like I really like the number 2 track. Like I always play it on the jukebox at work, and it's just my favorite thing. And I'm so happy that I have the soundtrack on vinyl. But maybe next time we can hear it. It's really good.
And it's a good movie too.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Okay, Thea, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you for
so much.
coming to Dance Talk with DJ Estrella and Thea. And look forward to next time.
Me too.
Have a nice evening out there. Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Bye.